So in this lesson, we're going to learn how to interact with our host application, which in this case is Maya. So Maya is sitting here ready and waiting for us to fire some commands at it. So our equivalent of a hello world in 3D app is making a cube. So let's do that. So I've built a node. I'm going to add some code. Import the Maya commands, and I'll do, I think it's polycube here. And I want to make sure that I've got my graph error turned on down here so I can at least see if I've got a syntax error down here. So I'll right click, execute from selected. And sorry I can't show you both at the same time, but there is our cube. I'll go ahead and delete that, and we'll come back over to NXT. Now, let's go ahead and name this. Let's call it Cube Maker. So creative. And we'll add a couple of attributes. Now, I want you to notice that when I add an attribute, we'll give it a name of like count. And I'll put like 5 in here. You'll see that it automatically determines its type, which is an integer. I'll add another attribute, and I'll call this one name. And if I put this one in quotes, QB, is that how you spell QB? String. And it's automatically determined that the type is string. So let's add one more in here that we'll actually probably use, and we'll call this spacing. And we'll have a spacing of 3. Great, so we've got count, spacing, and name. So I can sort these things by name. And that's why it's reordering the list, and I can sort them by value. I can sort them by their type. I'll just leave it on name for right now. So how do we use these in here? So let's build us a little loop. We'll say for I in range, and we'll use the token syntax. And inside this token, we'll put our count. Now, just to see what's happening here before I get too far, if I commit this, you'll see that that value for my count gets substituted down into this loop here. So let's build ourselves 5 cubes, and we'll just store this. And let's go ahead and move this. We'll move it, and the syntax for this is X, Y, Z, and then the thing you're moving. So we'll go ahead and do this. And then we'll move it I times our spacing, which again, I'll use the token here. Okay, now once I commit this, or press enter to sort of save that code, or click away, you'll see that it'll go ahead and draw this. Let's see if I get lucky doing this live coding example, and let's see if it actually makes us 5 cubes. So execute selected. Hey, successfully finished execution. And now we can see that we've got 5 cubes. So while this example is simplistic, the power of this system is that I no longer really need to make a user interface for my code. I can interact with it like I've got an attribute editor for my code. So of course, if I wanted to make 50 cubes with a spacing of 4, then I can do that right off the gate. Let me delete these other ones here. And go ahead and execute that. And of course, now I've got a very simple example, but you could add as many attributes as you wanted. So in summary, we learned how to name nodes, how attributes have types, how to sort them, and again, how to use those attributes to interact with the host application.